And the next section is this industrial manufacturing. So before we jump into it, this is a very similar set of lineup of scanners for this one, different possibilities, and we'll just jump right over to it. The novel aspect of this reverse engineering task is the ability to unroll and re-roll. So you see here we have a valve, and this is a hydraulic valve, and you'll see actually this may not be a hydraulic. Let me just look at it for a second. This could be for indexing. There's lots of different reasons why you would have a part like this. But the idea is this is designed, and you can take it and flatten it to 2D. And there's a bunch of different applications for this. We've done roll cutters where you're cutting paper, right? And the roller is die cutting paper. That's an example of a use case for this. Tires and tire designs, we've done it, use this tool for this, and this one just happens to be a valve. So we'll just go ahead and jump in, but we have the ability to take this scan and flatten it out and do the design there, and then re-roll the sketch, as you'll see in a second, to then cut away and create this model. So we'll jump over to Design X, and you see there we have the 3D part. And we will roll back. So the first thing we're going to do is you'll notice that I accidentally edited the sketch there. We're going to go ahead and create a revolved shape. There we go. Now turn on the solid and the... There we go. Now this is where the magic comes in for this tool. Just roll forward and hide the solid. So with this tool, the way the Unroll tool works is you, in our software, you select a plane and a vector. And I'll go into the tool here in a second. And based on that input geometry, that it will go ahead and unroll it. So you see here that you can then unroll that about that axis. So if I just come over to the Polygons tab and go to the Unroll, you can see here that I can select the mesh, the axis, and the starting point. So you use a point to start. So I'll just select this point right here, which you can create in a whole host of different ways, right? So if you just want to cut a sketch, it doesn't matter where you get that point. So that's where our starting point is going to be. And we'll hide the other one. So we basically said use, this plane or this point in this vector, and it will calculate that radius from the point that we use. And then you hit OK, and then it will calculate and unroll it. So there it is again. We went ahead and unrolled it again. So now we have 2 unrolls, and it makes a new mesh when it does that. So now I have 2 of them. So once we unrolled it, you'll see here that we went ahead and created a mesh sketch, just regular mesh sketch. If I go into the setup, you'll see that we used this sketch here. Just turn that back on. And you see that we just did a regular mesh sketch just on a flattened piece there. And then from there, I'll just toggle back over and edit the sketch itself instead of the sketch setup there. You'll see this is where we drew all of that geometry. Dimension it out, do whatever you need to do. Then we went ahead and did a surface offset 0, which we talked about before. Instead of, this is the way Design X works. If I needed to take and create a surface, duplicate a surface, I can just hit surface offset 0 and it makes a new piece there. So now, if I roll forward, you'll see that I can actually re-roll that sketch over here in the 3D sketching tools. So let's go over how that was done. So if I go ahead and we'll just hide the 3D sketch that is already created by rolling again. So if I just hide that and we come over to 3D sketch and we just create a 3D sketch, we're going to make another one and just show how this works. If I come over to unroll and roll curves and go to roll, because we're going to take a flat sketch, this sketch right here, we're going to take that sketch, we're going to use vector 1 and the starting point, the same point that we used before. It's very important that you use the same features that we used before. And now I'm going to hit the OK to roll it. So now you'll see, if I turn that off, that we went ahead and rolled those around the cylinder there. So we'll go ahead and get out of there. And I'm just going to turn that other one off because we don't need that, both of them. And from there, we did some surface extends to the part and then a trim. So we'll just roll forward a couple more. So we extended this surface out in both directions, and then we used the sketches to trim this surface. See that? So we get out of that, and then you come over and you say, I want to thicken, hide the surface. We thicken that surface into a solid. Oh, so we thickened each one of these pieces here. So I'll just roll forward there. And we did a thicken cut, right? We'll just edit one of these so you can see it. So I'm going to thicken it in both directions and cut it away by 4 millimeters. Boom. And we did that for all of these sections here with that surface that we created that is the external. And then now the rest is just basic. We're going to go ahead and cut some of these holes through. And then the dress up features after that by doing, so we created this guy on the end and then all your fillets. And then we'll go ahead and hide all those construction geometry. Turn your mesh on, both of them, I guess. And hide the regions there. And then you could always do your deviation like we've done at all these applications today, checking the deviation of the part, and then your live transfer to CAD. Go over there so you can create your drawings, assemblies, whatever else it is that you need to create with this